This is Marshal Zhukov, one of the great World War II Soviet marshals, partially responsible for the Allied victory in the Eastern Front. This continued the long line of impressive Russian military prowess. By the way, I'll be giving away some LEGO World War II soldiers at the end of this video, so be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. Now let's get into this thing. From their burly medieval soldiers to the men who bravely fought against one of the greatest tacticians in history in the Napoleonic Wars. And later, while they didn't serve very long in World War I,
because in 1917 there was that whole revolution thing, a bunch of drama queens,
they still fought tooth and nail, like in the Attack of the Dead Men. And then they entered the Cold War era. There was a lot of sneaking around and espionage, but there were some proxy wars which were horrible, so there's that. And of course, their military actions of the 90s and 2000s. After the Soviet era, their armor looked so fire though.
Yeah, baby!
I mean, come on. It's incredible. And then of course, their modern day military, which is a lot more lackluster.
Skill issue.
They do be struggling though, but not as much as they struggled during early to mid World War II. German soldiers walked amongst fields of dead Russians.
Are we the baddies?
Their bodies would litter the ground for miles to come. Russian high command had a serious manpower shortage. Officers were in immense short supply. This here is actually a Russian Soviet officer from Indiana Jones. It's the only Soviet minifigure that LEGO has ever produced. And technically, it's from the 50s, but uniforms didn't change that much, so you can easily use them as World War II officers. Soviets also still had some Red Army veteran soldiers, but years of fighting the Poles, the Finnish, and the Germans had depleted their numbers drastically. Veterans were in short supply, so High Command realized that they needed conscripts, cheap soldiers, and there were two places where they'd be able to get them. Firstly, they went knocking on farmer and factory worker doors. Men who were too old, too young, had exemptions, or just missed the initial drafts were finally recruited by the Soviet High Command. They weren't exactly the most ideal soldiers, but it's what they had. They also would go and visit the prisons, or, well, sometimes the gulags. These recruits would make up penal units. Units that often had to take the frontline position ahead of veteran units and full charge in pretty much suicide death runs. Or, if they stepped back, they'd get shot. So pretty much the perfect soldier. Right? That totally makes for good soldiers. Regardless, this Soviet recruitment pool was the best that they could do at this point. They needed to hold the Eastern Front at all costs. So let's get these guys into some uniforms. A 1, a 2, a 3. There we go. A nice, cheap, easily manufactured Russian uniform right here. Looks absolutely wunderbar. Now this is actually a fake LEGO minifigure.
Oh, hell no!
But it is one of the more high quality fakes. You can go ahead and compare this to some of the DaleyBricks custom LEGO minifigures. These guys are pad printed on real LEGO, and these guys are pad printed on fake LEGO. Obviously, DaleyBricks does have the superior printing, but for a Russian penal unit, I'm pretty okay with using the knockoffs here. Plus, these guys will run you about $15 to $20 depending on the figure. This one only costs $1. So I bought a ton of them. After seeing the quality I got of one of them in a mystery box, I was blown away. There we go, 3 packages of LEGO Russian minifigures. Let's build our Russian World War II army. There we go! Comrades of the penal unit are now ready to serve Mother Russia. These things are actually awesome. There's actually 4 different uniform variants. This one clearly is sort of like the SMG uniform because those are SMG mag holders for the PPSH. Shovel with some rope in the back for probably camping gear and entrenching. Then we've got the unit here with sort of like bandoliers. So this is small rifle, probably 7.62 ammo clip pouches for the Mosin Nagant. I think that takes 7.62, right? I don't know. Comment down below if I'm right or wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not very good at gun intelligence. Then I'd say we have sort of like our standard comrade here with standard pouches there, canteen in the back with more pouches. And finally, this might be like an officer style unit or something along those lines. I can't quite tell what he's supposed to be holding in those, but They all look really good. I'm actually very pleased with this purchase. Now we need to arm them, and this is penal unit. Normally, we give out beautiful light machine gun to soldiers, or high calibrated Mosin Nagant.
Whoa, very nice.
Or PPSH or something along those lines. But in penal unit, you're lucky to even get a gun.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Oftentimes, due to supply shortages in Russia during the war, 2 soldiers would buddy system 1 gun. So for example, these 2 soldiers would share this PPSH submachine gun. When the one wielding it dies, the soldier behind him picks it up and starts firing. The buddy system, because in Soviet Russia we have more soldiers than guns. However, you'd be pretty lucky to actually get a PPSH. Most of the time, penal units were only given Mosin Nagants and a couple clips of ammo. The bayonet was their best friend. And that's what they're going to be doing today. For you see, this lone German bunker is causing all sorts of problems for the comrades. As you can see, there are a lot of decomposing bodies around here. This trooper's got quite the kill streak going. He might get the nuke pretty soon. And he's protecting this Nebelwerfer behind. So let's get some soldiers to operate the Nebelwerfer. A couple of these Wehrmacht soldiers that I bought alongside the Rushkis. There we go. These guys also looking very nice. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. And honestly, I really don't think fake Lego is all that much of a problem that people make it out to be, especially when it's minifigures, like World War II minifigures, that Lego would never make anyway. I think it's a whole other thing if they're fake minifigures that Lego is just now coming out with, but if it's stuff like that, that would be a $25 custom to own otherwise, yeah. No shame at all. And Lego prices are insane right now. It's not fair.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
So there we go, we've got these 2 troopers operating the Nebelwerfer. But the bunker honestly probably isn't defending it all by itself. That would be pretty silly of the Germans. So that's where our custom Lego minifigures from BrickTactical.com come into play. These guys are insanely detailed. I really love the looks of them. And this is authentic Lego pad printed on by Brick Tactical. These are not fakes. But they'll probably want a little bit of cover in this open field. That's where our modular sandbags come in. These are essential. I can't tell you how many mocks I've used these in. They're incredible. I bought mine off of battlebrick.com, but I know they sell them in many places. We've got one Wehrmacht rifleman over here firing away over the sandbag. We've got an STG trooper leaning up against the bunker for cover, and then an MP40 soldier over here over a smaller sandbag protecting the Nebelwerfer, and of course the Bunkerman. We also have a Fallschirmjäger and a Panzer Grenadier that we will place on the battlefield during the combat as added support units, while the less elite units defend the back. Now it's time for the Russians. Let's go ahead and place them across the battlefield, and we'll also have to equip them with some weaponry. This is my World War II weapons bag, so we'll give them Mosin rifles, as well as some Molotovs, which were extremely cheap flame grenades that they could produce in mass. So let's spread them across the battlefield. And there we have it, boys, our World War II Eastern Front battlefield. We have a Soviet trooper picking up a fallen comrade's rifle from his body, a soldier with a Molotov who got awfully close to the bunker and might be able to throw it on in there. The Ura charge has worked out over here, and this Soviet soldier is about to stab this German Kar-98K Panzer Grenadier with his bayoneted rifle. A little bit of rifle fire exchange over this way. PPSH trooper over here with his replacement soldier following quickly behind. This Kar-98K Wehrmacht soldier has shot this Russian trooper who's sort of falling over backwards. Behind him, we have the Soviet officer charging on in with a Lend-Lease M1911 from the Americans, and he is leading more penal units. Forward, no step back, men, or you'll be shot by this officer right here. And two more unarmed soldiers running in after these guys, so when they die, they can pick up their rifles and continue on with the fight. The Red Guard soldiers here are still in the fight too. One of them spraying light machine gun fire to cover the MG entrance over this way, while the other replaces the disc in his gun. Find a little, like, ground mound right there. And then, of course, we have sporadic dead units across the battlefield, as well as the skeletons. And the Fallschirmjäger soldier here fell from his parachute and died on top of the bunker. So Zhukov has managed to rally the Russian soldiers, and Stalin is sending even more reinforcements to the front lines to take over the German positions and retake Russia. And now that our battle is won, or maybe lost, I don't know. Comment down below if you think the German position will still be able to hold. They do have a Nebelwerfer, so I mean, might be rough, even though they're getting overwhelmed by Russians right now. The Russians could just face a wall of missiles. But since the battle's ongoing, I guess, let's get into our giveaway. We're going to be giving away one of these German battle brick minifigures here. They come in all sorts of battle brick sets, so I have a lot of them to give away. All you gotta do is hit the like button, subscribe with notifications turned on, and comment down below what your favorite uniform from World War II was. Was it the Germans? Was it the US? Was it the Russians? You can even say Spetsnaz soldiers, Fallschirmjäger soldiers, etc., etc. Just let me know what your favorite particular uniform or country's standard issue uniform from World War II was in the comment section below, and you will be entered in to win this German World War II Wehrmacht officer soldier. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!